They're our best friends, our cuddle buddies, our support systems, and our sidekicks. Our dogs are part of our families, and our relationships with them are sometimes the most meaningful relationships we have throughout our lifetimes. We only get so much time with them, though, and it's never enough. I'm Dan Buettner, best-selling author, award-winning journalist and producer, and the founder of Blue Zones. As a longevity expert, I spend my time exploring the world to answer the question, how can we live longer and healthier lives? Now I'm partnering with Get Joy to find out how we can do the same thing for our dogs. Can I ask you a few questions about your dog? Just like humans, there's a simple recipe for your dog's health and wellness. Do you want to know the 10 keys to dog longevity? I've been an explorer my whole life. I led about 15 expeditions that sought to solve mysteries. And the last of those mysteries was this mystery of human longevity. I spent about 2.5 years leading a team of demographers to find areas where people are living the longest. The supposition being that if we can find the common denominators on 5 disparate areas around the world where people are manifestly living longer, it might lead to sort of a de facto formula for longevity ourselves. I have to say, we started to crack the code. In areas where people are living the longest, healthiest lives, places I call blue zones, I searched for some lessons on how we too can live longer and healthier lives. And that was the impetus for a documentary series called Living to 100 on Netflix. The cool part is that the answers are not that complicated. Most of us could live another 10 years if we eat mostly fresh, whole food, if we socialize every day, if we move naturally, and if we know and live our sense of purpose. And the overarching insight is to set up your environment so it's easy to do these things unconsciously. That's the secret. For 15 years or so, I've been promoting dog ownership as an evidence-based strategy for living longer for humans. The dog needs to get walked every day, so this human also gets walked every day. There's good research that shows just the act of petting a dog lowers your cortisol levels. Dogs are long-term adventures. They're long-term commitments. They're long-term nudges. You bring a dog into your life, and it's going to get you out on your feet a lot more. It's going to get you more active. It's likely to get you socializing more with other dog owner humans on a day-to-day, month-to-month basis for decades. That works when it comes to longevity. But what about our dog's health and wellness? I recently met a man whose story led him on a passionate search for some of the answers.
I'm Tom Arrix. I'm the founder and CEO of Get Joy. My routine usually starts pretty early. My golden retriever, Theo, tends to get up every morning and puts his 2 paws on the bed, jogs me to wake up. It's really just about enjoying that moment of the morning. Our first dog, Cooper, ended up getting lymphoma. We then went to this amazing holistic oncologist. She said, Tom, I want to emphasize the importance of eating and the nutrition. From this day forward, I want you to go home and feed him whatever you're going to have for dinner. Our bodies and dogs' bodies are really meant to have great, wholesome foods. God forbid you were here and you had cancer, and you went home after this meeting, and for every meal after this, you ate a high-processed diet, you don't have a shot. Within a week to 2 weeks of eating really great food, his energy had returned. He was the same dog prior to getting sick. The nutrition was no question the driving force to his overall health and well-being, and he lived for another 1.5 years. I just thought about this whole notion around fresh foods and the impact on dogs. I was committed to starting the company that builds trust and builds community and builds a relationship with people around amazing nutrition.
The first time Tom and I met, his passion was palpable.
We started with 3 really wonderful friends that would come over every Wednesday and Thursday, and we would cook in my kitchen. We'd send it out to get tested, and we'd kind of rinse and repeat every week. 2.5 years later, we weren't just cooking 2 days a week with 4 of us. We had a really big team that were cooking 5 days a week, and so we could keep up with demand.
Tom's a guy who's sitting in his kitchen making his own dog food out of the very best ingredients because he wants his dog to feel better and live longer, and he wants other people's dog to live longer and feel better. That's true passion, and that is dead center of a value set that I admire. Tom's enthusiasm for wanting our dogs to live longer made it easy to come on board and help him. If we're going to unlock the secrets to our dog's longevity, we should first go straight to the source: pet parents. Can I ask you a few questions about your dog? What's more important to you, your dog's health or your health?
Both. I take care of them like I take care of me. I feed them the best foods. They go to the best vets.
First.
First, you put her health first.
Always first.
You prioritize his health or your own health?
You mean mine or compared to his?
Yeah. What's more important, Toby or him? If you had to choose.
I know the answer to that.
On a day-to-day, what do you think of more?
Frenchies have a lot of issues. I probably think about her more than I do myself.
From what I gather, people are certainly passionate about their dog's longevity, but don't always know the best ways to improve it. Like any good researcher, I am bringing in some experts. Dr. Brett Levitsky is the medical director of Brooklyn Veterinary Emergency Services and a Get Joy vet advisor. Well, this is exciting. I kind of a longevity summit here. I've studied human longevity for most of my professional career, but dog longevity, it's a new and emerging field, and you've been studying dogs for much of your professional career. What exactly is your expertise, Brett?
I'm an emergency doctor, so I'm very interested in longevity studies because the ultimate goal would be to not have the pet have to come in and see me. So if there are things that we can do as pet parents that can not only prolong their lives, but prevent these illnesses and vet visits, that would be fantastic.
Just to kind of level set here, what percentage of biology do humans and dogs share? Or how alike are we as mammals?
There's a tremendous amount of genetic overlap between humans and dogs. Through vet school, we use the same embryology textbooks that they use on the human side. Microbiology, virology, immunology. So there's tremendous overlap.
So presumably the same things driving human longevity are also driving dog longevity. And when I look in the research and I see what humans eat and their social environment and their physical environment and the importance of socialization, it all lines up for both dogs and for humans.
One of the main reasons we're so excited to work with you and partner with you is all the amazing work you've done around longevity. And we've been thinking about dog wellness and dog longevity in a very similar way.
Exactly. You know that we share most of our DNA with dogs,
Right.
about 84% overlap. The same things that help humans live longer can also add years to your dog's life. Longevity is a very hot topic right now.
Yeah.
But dog's health and helping dogs live longer is even more powerful. You guys just did this amazing study.
We created this study around this whole notion of trying to eradicate these chronic diseases in dogs. We had 1,000 people in our survey, and we asked them how they look at health and wellness. So many people really do care deeply about having a really healthy companion inside their home. But one of the most important pillar to all of this that they seemingly just haven't gotten to, that we're gonna help hopefully educate on, is nutrition.
Tom, I would argue that when it comes to human longevity, the most important point is how we're eating, the nutrition we're getting.
Right.
Although people care about their health somewhat, they care about their dog's health even more.
Yes.
And I think what's exciting, what's coming here is we're starting to see this whole kind of recipe of what we can do to help our dogs live longer. And I think that's the great overlap between what you're doing, what I'm doing, and I think this is going to be a huge story. Coming up on Aging on Paws, I continue my journey to unlock the 10 keys to dog longevity.
Can you name 3 ingredients that are in the stomach-sensitive kibble?
No. Because my husband buys their food.
If it helps them and makes them healthier and happier, that's what I'm here for. I'm their mom.
We found that when your dog lives longer, so too will you.